Right now it's 6 dangerous chemicals detected in Sparta residents' drinking water. How the city plans to stop the long-standing contamination.
And back to school is fast approaching. What the city of Toma is in need of for the upcoming school year.
Watching WKBT La Crosse, this is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Emily Brown.
And I'm Ken Kozorowski. Back to school is right around the corner and Toma police are asking for help this school year.
News 8 Now's Jadius McGee has this story. Jadius.
The Toma Police Department says they need more crossing guards before the new school year starts up and are looking to the community for support. It's a job they say is vital to making sure kids get to and from school safely.
It affects student safety a lot. Whenever there's a child that needs to cross the street and they don't have any adult supervision or guidance, there's a chance that a car accident may happen. And then additionally, when you have a crossing guard that has a stop sign and a fluorescent vest or a jacket, it really slows down traffic, gets them looking for what's going on.
Applications are available at the Toma Police Department, and they say even a few extra people may go a long way. Reporting in Toma, Jadius McGee, News 8 Now.
And a reminder, from new rules to discounts and deals, News 8 Now is your back to school resource. Just go to news8000.com and click on the back to school tab.
Well, in Sparta, help for homeowners who rely on a well that officials say is contaminated.
News 8 Now's Grace Monk picks up the story from here.
In December 2022, the DNR found that a community well shared by 6 homes on Idle Avenue had high levels of VOCs. According to the USGS, volatile organic compounds are chemicals that vaporize in water. Residents currently rely on bottled water and filtration systems from the city. Instead of replacing the well, the city plans to extend their main water line to the 6 homes.
We already have water main out on State Highway 27 on the west side of the highway. Essentially, we'll be tapping the ductile iron pipe there and then looping through.
Hansen says the project will cost about $2.5 million. The city applied for a safe drinking water loan, and the remainder will be split between Sparta and Monroe County. They're hoping to start the project this fall. Reporting in Sparta, Grace Monk, News 8 Now.
Raising Cane's opens its doors in La Crosse today after years of planning. The chicken restaurant hired 135 local residents, and customers began lining up yesterday at 2 p.m. The new location brings jobs and potential economic benefits to the community. La Crosse's mayor said it's important to choose the right corporations to do business with.
They came out the gate with a $1,000 check to the Coulee Regional Humane Society, and it just shows that this particular business is also about giving back to the community, and we appreciate that because we also need that, right?
Their hours are 10 a.m. to 1 a.m. Sunday through Thursday and 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. on Fridays and Saturdays.
Happening around the state, FEMA will be in Wisconsin on Thursday. The agency will be assessing the damage from those historic floods. Officials will be in Milwaukee, Washington, and Waukesha counties. After FEMA estimates the damage there, Governor Tony Evers can then ask President Trump to declare a major disaster.
Well, over here, pretty dry, warm and humid, but we are headed for a little bit of a cool front, Greg.
It's going to be a few days, but yeah, towards the end of the week we have that. We still got fog to deal with and even a few showers too, along with the humidity conditions this evening. And shower chance here, it's been isolated. River levels, good news is most of these are starting to come down. Flood warnings for the Trempealeau, we have the Kickapoo and Upper Iowa. Most have crested, are starting to fall, but until they fall below minor flood stage, the flood warning continues too. But we're not expecting obviously much more rainfall going on. There is a little bit of rainfall. You see Preston that just heads south of I-90, excuse me. There's a storm right there continuing to push east. One left of Decorah too. Most of this will stay west of the river. Up to the north, Eau Claire had one come through. Some light rain too, some gusty winds above 20. More activity could persist, and now it's pushing closer to US 10. Widely isolated. There's a shot you might see one this evening, and there's a better shot you probably won't, but that threat is out there to keep in mind up through about 10 p.m. Now later on we'll describe all the foggy mornings we have left. Yes, that front is coming and what those temperatures look like this weekend and going into next week. All that coming up a bit later.
All right. Thanks, Greg.
Great Rivers United Way is on the road for their Community Impact Tour. They'll be making 3 stops today: Wafer Food Pantry, the Parenting Place, and Horse Sense in Coon Valley. Great Rivers presented Horse Sense with a grant for an assisted learning program.
Incredibly thankful to Great Rivers United Way for this opportunity for our program to expand. We've been around since 1989, but throughout the years it's taken a lot of time and effort to kind of grow to where we even are today. And through this funding, we're able to expand.
The event is part of United Way Week. Another tour will be hosted on Thursday.
Western Technical College is unveiling its Center of Innovation. The Wanek Center will serve as a link between Western and industry partners, providing students with hands-on learning opportunities, state-of-the-art labs, and industry certifications. The majority of the funding for this project is coming from the Wanek Foundation's $10 million investment.
Talked to Ron about this ask in 2022. So when you think about it, it's been a great journey. We planned it together. It was worth the time. But to see what it's going to do for the workforce in this region, it's amazing. It takes time to do it the right way. And hopefully everybody saw today we did it the right way.
The center is expected to serve more than 1,000 students each year.
Great Rivers is hosting a Mental Health Matters workshop as part of their week of service. The event goes over tactics to support yourself and others and highlights available local resources for anyone struggling with their mental health.
Naming our emotions and naming what we're feeling, we can give them less power and really helps us to find strategies to help us overcome them.
For other United Way Week events, you can visit their website at gruw.org/UnitedWayWeek.
Coming up tonight, Minnesota's Attorney General takes on TikTok, the laws he's accusing the social media giant of breaking.
And a North Carolina gas line explosion injuring 3 firefighters. What led up to the incident when we come back.
Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison has filed a lawsuit against TikTok. He says the popular social media app violates the state's consumer protection laws. Ellison says numerous studies show excessive use of TikTok and other social media platforms can severely harm the mental health of young people. He says he wants to hold the company liable for its illegal business practices and to protect young Minnesotans from harm to their health.
Well, dramatic video shows the U.S. Coast Guard rescuing 4 girls ages 8 to 14 stranded on a small island in Lake Superior near Silver Bay, Minnesota. The girls had paddleboarded to the island from Black Beach. Their parents reported them missing Saturday night, but bad weather delayed rescue until the Coast Guard arrived pre-dawn Sunday. The girls were airlifted by helicopter and safely reunited with their parents.
North Carolina's Outer Banks are bracing for the impact of Hurricane Erin.
CBS's Ashar Qurashi has the latest.
Were it not for the red flags flapping, you wouldn't know a hurricane is coming, as beachgoers in Kitty Hawk went about their day of fun and sun. Over at Wrightsville Beach, the water is off limits, with rip currents forcing people to stick to the sand.
I can't tell you what exactly to do, except don't get into the ocean. That's got to be the #1 message across, up and down the entire North Carolina coast, is just do not get in the ocean.
Tourists on the Outer Banks evacuated yesterday, and residents are headed to the mainland today with a tropical storm watch and warning in effect. Forecast to grow in size, Erin won't make landfall, but is still expected to bring heavy rain and dangerous surf and potentially cut off the islands.
Beaches in North Carolina have banned swimming all week after dozens of rescues on Monday. Red flag warnings are expected all along the East Coast, from Florida to New England.
Authorities in New Jersey and on New York's Long Island aren't taking any chances, following the death of a swimmer at the Jersey Shore last week.
This is no time to be complacent. I would just say to you flat out, don't go in the water.
Residents can expect life-threatening rip currents, large waves and surf, potentially reaching up to 10 to 12 feet, widespread dune erosion, and localized coastal flooding.
Coastal flooding is something all too familiar for Outer Banks residents, and Erin's timing is forcing some summer vacationers to make other plans. Ashar Qurashi, CBS News, Kitty Hawk, North Carolina.
And Erin is moving around 7 miles per hour and is expected to pass along North Carolina tomorrow. 3 firefighters are recovering after a gas line explosion in Wilmington, North Carolina. Investigators say a car plowed into gas lines for a building under construction, sparking the blast. Fire crews were already evacuating the site when the explosion went off. 2 firefighters escaped with non-life-threatening injuries, but a third suffered severe burns to his hands. Police say the driver driver who caused the crash fled before first responders arrived, but was later taken into custody.
The public will get to see some information relating to the Jeffrey Epstein case. The House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform has announced it will publicly release some files that it has subpoenaed. However, victims' identifications and certain sensitive topics will be redacted, according to a committee spokesperson. The panel is scheduled to begin getting Epstein-related records from the Department of Justice on Friday. We'll have more news ahead.
But first,
yeah, we're slowly getting that humidity to go away here, but it'll take another probably day and a half or so. We got morning fog to deal with, some afternoon sun, and then fall-like temperatures for the weekend. We'll break it all down for you coming up on your first warm weather update after the break. Yeah, we still got to deal with the humidity. The dew points are starting to fall very slowly. You'll probably notice more of a change come Thursday, but we definitely need that cold front Friday to really usher in some much drier and cooler air. This time of year, you definitely need that to pass through, which we eventually will get. But in the meantime, the rivers, the good news is Arcadia's fallen. They've already crested. That's why the forecast now is 6.9. It already occurred. Dodge still 10 point, going to come up to minor here shortly and then fall back down. So go to the upper Iowa. We got Dorchester and Decorah. Dorchester already had their issues yesterday. They have continued to fall, so the crest already has happened, and Decorah is not expected to really get much of above 8.2. These river warnings are out until they all fall below minor flood stage, and really it's only Viola, which that point is not shown here. Between the two, Reedsburg and Gaze Mill only going to get up to action stage, so that's good news on the Kickapoo. And we don't expect much rain, obviously, in the next 7 days. In fact, areas may not see any rainfall in the next days. There's a little bit out there today. If you happen to be unlucky and get on one of these showers, you might pick up 5/600ths of an inch, a little bit of gust of wind above 20, but it won't last long. These will continue to drift south over the area. Most of it right now is west of the river or just north of US 10. They'll continue to push southward until about 9 to 10. You see that activity will begin to diminish, but really will take some time, probably around 10 to 11 that we see mainly of that activity then. Then it's going to be the fog problem. This is what we had this morning too. A lot of fog, dense fog in Iowa, west of Minnesota, and then pockets of it further east. So either you're going to have fog, which will reduce visibilities maybe down to a half mile, or you're just going to have that low stratus cloud deck that hangs like about 100 feet off the ground. One of those two things we'll have as you kind of time it out. You can see once again, same time period, about 5 to about 9, that we're going to see this potential visibility drop below a half mile at times. You can see all this other is just low clouds. And then by 8 to 9, we should start seeing improvement. It'll just be isolated at that point, and then some afternoon sunshine with cloud cover. Probably see one more day of that Thursday too. Temperatures tonight, maybe a degree cooler than we had last night, but overall above average, about mid 60s, maybe low 60s up to the north. All in all, not too bad. And then tomorrow, less humid. The dew point comes down a few degrees, so you'll notice that upper 70s to low 80s. Clouds in the afternoon, and then Thursday, still some morning fog out there. That's going to be an issue, but drier conditions even for Thursday. I think it'll be the dew point down, another drop there, so upper 70s, low 80s. But notice the wind coming around from the south-southeast. That cold front will be approaching late Thursday night through Friday morning. It comes through. Temperatures Friday overall not too bad, upper 70s, low 80s. But then as we look at that cold front coming through, it's going to bring maybe some showers with it. They're going to fall apart as they get closer here. As you can see, there's your front by 9 p.m. By about 3 to 4, it's just west of the area. You have a lot of activity that develops overnight. That falls apart, but that could produce a little bit of shower activity Friday to Friday afternoon, maybe even evening as it swings through the area. Not a lot of moisture to work with, but that will provide at least cloud cover. Then it pushes east by Friday afternoon. Give you an idea what temperatures are like behind it. Here's Saturday. Low 70s, but look it up to the north. Upper 60s to near 70. Even if you go further up to Canada, 50s. So it gives you an idea how cool this air mass is coming through. And that's what we're going to see going on overall. As the west heats up, we're going to see the northwest wind and all this cool air will continue to funnel through the area, probably through at least Tuesday. And then we might see a little bit of the wind turn more west, which may give us a little bit more milder conditions. But even then, we're not going to be anywhere close to where we should be for average. If you look at the 8-day forecast, you can see we're only going to get back up by next Wednesday to 75. But Saturday and Sunday, along with that front passing, we could have some breezy conditions out of the northwest. So Sunday, All areas will probably be in the 60s. Some areas may be the low to mid 60s. And then overnight lows, we got 51 there for going into Monday morning, but a lot of areas, the colder areas will definitely be in the mid 40s, maybe even lower going on those days. So it'll feel like those temperatures are more like end of September or early October.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But
the
hey,
only situation where we like to be below average, right?
Oh, I love it.
we know you do.
Yeah.
Thanks, Greg. Coming up next in sports, the Brewers taking on the second-place Cubs in Game 1 of a doubleheader. Plus, the Badgers wrapping up training camp. Hear why Coach Fickell thinks this team's already in a better spot than last year. Jacob is next.
Covering all the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports with Jacob Lenzendorf.
Another doubleheader for the Brewers and Cubs today as the two clubs that sit atop the Central continue their important 5-game series down in the Windy City. Chad Patrick got the call up to start in this one, but he did not have his best stuff today. Owen Casey comes through with a knock to open up the scoring after an error kept that opening inning alive. Then more trouble in the third for the Patrick as Willie Castro sends out his first home run as a Cub. Chicago goes up 5-0, but Milwaukee, they never feel like they're out of it. Christian Yelich with a colossal shot off the scoreboard out there in right, his 26th of the year. Then Sal Frelick brings the Crew closer in the 6th with a base hit to right field. Here comes Bryce Terang, and he slides home safely to make it a 1-run game, but that is as close as the visitors would get as Casey sends out his first career big league home run, and the Cubs take Game 1 of the doubleheader 6-4, your final. And if you want to watch Game 2 of today's Twin Bill, tune into our 8.2 airwaves. First pitch scheduled for 7:05. Jameson Taillon gets the start for Chicago, while Brandon Woodruff goes for the Crew. The college football season officially gets underway this Saturday with 5-week 0 contest. Now, the Badgers don't open up their season for their 9 days, but the team is putting their finishing touches on camp. Head coach Luke Fickell is entering a pivotal third season with Wisconsin, and when he was asked about how his team is progressing, he mentioned how it feels like the program is already finding its identity once again.
I think that there's some depth, and I don't mean depth as in, hey, the defensive line's got some depth. I mean, I think there's some depth in who we are and what we are that's a little stronger than it has been. And I think for us, that's a really important factor. How good are we? We got to go out and play and see.
So far in 2 years, Fickell has amassed a record of 12-13. The last time Bucky dropped their season opener against a non-conference opponent was against number 3 ranked Alabama way back in 2015. Guys, we like predictions on this show. We have done it for the year or so that I've been here. So let's make those predictions again. What do we think for win total for the Badgers?
You go first.
4 wins.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a struggle.
Oh,
It could be a struggle.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 5.
I'm gonna say 6 because they felt what they felt last year, and they're going to come back stronger than ever.
Okay.
Like they already know what it feels like.
That would be a bowl game.
Yeah,
so
I'm gonna say
that would
6.
not be bad.
And we're
all
probably
around.
enough to save Luke Fickell's job for 1 more year.
You would think.
If they can get bowl eligible.
Hey, keep going up one at a time. I'd like more of a jump, but 6 wins would be fine.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Thanks,
all right.
Jacob.
Greg has a final look at your forecast right after this.
All right, minus the few showers that we'll have this morning, we still got some fog. That'll be a one concern. Once again, either fog or low clouds. Visibility could get less than a half, so that means it could be dense. And this could go on to Thursday morning, too. The good news is less dew point. The dew point lowers tomorrow, Thursday, so it's drier, more comfortable. And then, yeah, there's that front Friday, and look at those temperatures behind it. It's more like the first part of October going into Sunday and Monday.
That looks good, and the fact that it's not going to be a rainy weekend
Definitely will
like
not
the
be.
last couple.
Gotta get my flannel out.
Flannel
flannel
out. It's
weather,
time to
right?
bring it out, everyone.
It's the season.
Thanks for joining us at 6.
We'll see you tonight at 10.